Good evening, everyone. I am here now back in Thailand, and today I wanted to talk about the topic of anger. Anger can come in so many spectrum. It can interfere with us from a little small annoyance all the way to rage. But if anger is not managed, if it's not dealt with, people can get into a lot of trouble. And in the Buddhist context, there are three poisons of the mind. It's anger, greed, and delusion. And anger or hatred is one of the three pillars, so it's quite serious. And I know many people are trying to not be angry, but sometimes it's hard to find real tools that can be helpful for us. I think when it comes to anger, what is even more important is that it's a practice and also that is preventative. And this is something that we need to continue to work on a daily basis. So wherever you are regarding your anger, I think all of us can improve. And for myself as a Westerner, I want to improve, but sometimes I don't know the steps. And I think this is where the wisdom of the monastery can be so helpful. But in this video, I just wanted to give you 5 tips that you can use to help you overcome anger. Breathing. One of the things that our master teaches us is to breathe. Take a deep breath, because how anger works is that it starts with a thought. It enters into our mind, and then what happens next? What happens next is then these thoughts starts to go throughout your body. Your breathing speeds up, your heart rate speeds up, you start to heat up within your physical body. So what we're taught is then, let's stop it right there. Don't even let it enter your body. And one of the tools that we have access to is just our breath. Slow it down and stop it at the very forefront. So take a deep breath, slow your heart rate down, slow your breathing down, and again, do not let it start to penetrate your physical body, because when that happens, we've experienced this and it just keeps speeding up. Your thoughts become more angry, your speech then becomes angry, and now the next step is then you'll take actions that displays the anger. And depending on the level that it's at, some people, these kind of actions can be so serious and it can shift your whole world. So while breathing seems so simple, it can be a very powerful tool that we can practice on a daily basis. Just slow everything down and access your breath. Meditation. Meditation is a tool that we need to learn and we need to practice on a daily basis. Why meditation is so important is because it helps to purify your mind. Our mind, as we enter into the physical world, into the material world, and we're engaging with it, then our mind gets dirty. It gets clouded, and some interaction, it can piss us off. It can add some resentments. It can add some emotions. So by the act of meditating, what we're doing is putting our cup down. The glass of water that we keep referencing to, put this glass down. Allow the dirt and debris to settle down. And what happens then is you start to develop the skill of neutral observation. So with this observation, you can see yourself, you can see others, and you can see your situation clearly. You can see reality as it is. Another way that I can explain it is with this clarity, with this space, what does it afford us? And what it affords us is wisdom. And meditation is related to anger, because then with this wisdom, it makes us more mindful. It makes us understand where this anger comes from. It makes us understand the pattern that is displayed through anger. What are our triggers? How do we cope? What are the tools that we can use? How does it escalate? And then how do we de-escalate it? So these are the things that are so helpful. And with this knowing, with this mindfulness practice, then we make sure of, I'm not going to put myself in a situation where my anger can escalate. When anger is introduced to me, then I'm going to have the wisdom to cut that off, to slow it down, to stop it, to diffuse it. Any words you want to use for this, but wisdom through the practice of meditation will be helpful for us. So then we can know how to cope with anger. Also, to point out is that this needs to be practiced consistently, like I said before. Not when you're in a rage and now you want to practice meditation. It's too late for that. But these are the skills that we need to be practicing way before that. And the sooner that you develop these skills, then the safer and the more fulfilled your life will be. Spread loving kindness. This is something that we do at the end of our meditation, because after meditation, our mind is already still. It's already more clear than what it was before. And many people want to cultivate and have compassion, but it takes time to develop it. And how do we develop it is this, with the spreading loving kindness. And how we start is to spread loving kindness with ourselves. Why do we start here? Well, because it's the easiest, and we want the best for us. We want ourselves to be happy. So then there is no obstacles against that. So let's start to practice spreading loving kindness with ourselves, and we can feel it, and we can access it, and we can connect to that. This is easy. So start there. Then once you do that, you spread loving kindness with your enemies, with people that you may hold a grudge with people that you may have ill will with, but spread loving kindness to them. May these people be free from harm. May they be free from ill will, and just spread this loving kindness, this pure energy that you have. Let's send it to them as well. I shared this in another video before, but in the beginning, you may not connect to it, you may not feel it, and it's normal, because I can't stand this person and I'm saying these words. I want them to be well, but maybe you may not feel it, and that is okay, and that is normal. But we need to practice it and practice it and develop the action first, and slowly as you train yourself, then you will start to feel it. So after we spread loving kindness to ourselves, we spread loving kindness to our enemies, then we can spread loving kindness to those who have passed away. And in this space now, so many people have lost loved ones through natural death, through the COVID pandemic and the things that are happening in this space. But even though they have crossed over to a new dimension, for us, the pure energy that you cultivated during meditation, we can still share it with our loved ones who have passed away. So just like everyone else, we wish them to be healthy, to be happy, to be free from harm and ill will, and just send them this good, pure energy, and they can receive it. And then lastly, we want to spread loving kindness to any beings that we don't even know. And it does not matter where you're at. It does not matter if I know you. It does not matter what religion or background that you come with, but we hope that you are all well. We send this powerful, pure energy to cover all of you. But loving kindness is a practice that we need to do consistently. It will help you to develop a kind, compassionate mind. And this is another way that we counter anger. So keep practicing. Ask for forgiveness. So at the end of our meditation, how we spread loving kindness, we can also ask for forgiveness. Ask forgiveness of ourselves because we may have done things, or we may have things that we are still carrying. So be gentle, be kind, and allow that to be released from you. Then also ask for forgiveness from those who have passed away, from those you may have harmed or caused some ill will. And this can be through intentional acts or also unintentional acts. And I didn't mean to, but at the same time, these acts, whether intentional or unintentional, have effects. So for us is to lessen the darkness of our minds, to lessen the burden and the anger and the heaviness. Ask for forgiveness. And this is one more tool in your toolbox to help with anger. Make resolutions. This one is probably my favorite, and it came from our master. One of the things at the end of our meditation, again, when the mind is bright, still, and clear, now your frequency and your signal is strong, then we want to make a resolution or a wish. And our master teaches us to say this resolution: may others not harm me, and may I not harm others. And for me, I think it is just so beautiful, because when it comes to anger, it goes into a cycle. Other people hurt us, they harm us, they want bad things to us, and they take the action to do it to us. And then what happens next? Because of those actions, now I want to retaliate. And now I'm going to say things, I'm going to think things, and I'm going to do things to go after you. And then this cycle just continues. And then also it keeps escalating. So anger that is cultivated now continues to increase. Now the power of it gets bigger, and who's going to stop it? My answer or my hope is that maybe we can stop it and just start with us. And in this space, may we have the power to just end it here, and to have the wisdom that I do not want it to continue over and over. And by making these resolutions, it slows down this energy. And I think in this lifetime, hopefully we can end some cycle of anger. So continue to purify your mind and continue to make a resolution for yourself and others that as of now, we do not do any harm to one another. So there you have it. These are the tips and the tools that you can start using and implementing. For those with young children, please teach it to them now. So when they grow up, these tools will help to support them so they're not in difficult situations in the future. And for yourself also, continue to practice these tools. Otherwise, it's too late. When you're heated, when you're angry, and you do not have access to these tools because it's not in your toolbox, it's quite dangerous. And in the beginning, for me, I did not quite grasp the power of it. Really, I'm just gonna sit here. Every day you want me to just kind of make up sending loving kindness. Okay, like imagining asking for forgiveness, imagining just making a resolution, like how does that connect with my real life? But these things are normal. And the second part of it is, and I'm just sharing my own experience, but what I find is with these practices and with meditation, then your mind becomes more still, your mind becomes more clear and less clouded. In the beginning, you may not connect with it or feel it, but slowly, I don't know how it happens, but slowly and slowly, your mind feels a bit lighter. It feels not so heavy, and it seeps in where you can feel kindness for other people, and you genuinely want them to be happy. You don't want harm to come upon them, and then you want just goodwill for yourself and other people. And slowly through these practices, compassion slips in, your anger decreases, you're able to forgive easily, you can start to see things more clearly and have a perspective and understanding the anger cycle, and then choosing to not engage, choosing to not be part of it, and even choosing to not continue that cycle. But this is a long rant, but I just wanted to share some of these tools for those out there who are wanting to improve themselves. And hopefully, when it comes to anger, you can incorporate this into a daily practice. But as always, sending you my greetings and blessings all the way from Thailand. Have a good day. Satu.